Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, your host for this pre-market session. And each morning we listen for stocks to be called out up here in Stream 1. And we also want to watch for this buy signal in these two scans. Once we see a stock we're interested in, we will click on it and check the current bar volume, which is the volume in this very last candle. We want to see these numbers really flowing. We want high volume flow, a battle going on within this candle. And that's when we want to make sure that we don't get stuck in there from low volume or can't get out. So make sure this number is extremely high. It's not a certain number, just high volume flow like you see now. Also, at the same time, in money flow down here, we want to see this green line, which represents money coming into the stock, above this yellow line. At the same time, down here in Dominator, these green and red bars are not your typical volume. The volume would be the length of the bar, but the green would be buyers, the red would be sellers. So we want to see this one going north, this one longer than this average volume line. That tells me more buyers than normal are coming in. And once these two get lined up and you check the volume, we want these two labels to turn green. That's when you want to pull the trigger or think about getting in or not getting in. You want to see green up here everywhere. And welcome YouTubers this morning. And if you are new here, I highly suggest you watch these live streams many times before you guess at what's going on. Maybe even try it on paper. Write down your entry, your exit, and your results. If you continue to be profitable on paper, then change over to real money, but trade small share size, anywhere between 1 and 10 shares for a test. And if you continue to be profitable with real money, the only thing you need to do to increase your profit is increase your share size. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you reach out to the proper authorities before you take any of my advice or use any of my indicators. You could lose some or all of your money. And in your active trader, make sure your TIF is on EXT. That stands for extended hours, so you don't miss a trade in this pre-market session. I haven't seen too much moving this morning. KPLT, which is the one on the screen. And that's about it. Hopefully this Friday we'll get something out of it. I think patience is going to play the role this morning, so I hope we have a bunch of it. About 2 minutes to go. And volume spikes members, I will get a video out on that grid setup that I've been showing you. I'll get a video out. Should be available to you by noon tomorrow. And I'll post it in the menu, news, and in that area. I'll make sure it's obvious. I know a lot of you want to get it set up and get it done. I just didn't have time to get it done yesterday. But I'll have time this weekend. About 45 seconds to go. Thank you, Jeff, for the kind donation over on YouTube. Much appreciated. It's been a tough week this week. We're going to go through these every now and then. Just have patience. It'll turn around and get back to normal, or at least I hope it will. All right, KPLT, what are you going to do here? Watching these lower indicators, we already have some volume. Not the greatest volume, but we have some. Money flow is all over the place, so don't just click the button because this is not going to run just yet. We need tall green bars. We have red ones. These are sellers. Money flows indicating selling. The label is red. It's telling me sellers. We have a negative delta up here. That is sellers. And I'm being told we cannot buy this on toss. That seems to be the typical thing now. So there's no sense in looking at it. There's nothing else moving, though. We'll watch it for a second. That way you can watch what happens up here with a moving stock. Hopefully it runs and shows you what these indicators can do. Thank you, Stacking, over on YouTube. Well, that question that you just asked, Jan, you're probably going to have to ask Schwab because we've been trying to figure that out. They say it's to protect us. Some of us think it's because they're foreign stocks and they're trying to eliminate some manipulation. There's really no telling why. It's been very quiet this morning. When you see these buy signals, immediately look to see if there's any volume. If there's no volume, there's no sense in wasting your mouse click. And I'm not seeing any volume. I'm running about 13 scans. Nothing seems to be moving. Thank you, Tyler. Beats moving, but the volume is very low. If you get into this stock, you might not be able to get out. In fact, the volume still hasn't moved. It's pretty much frozen. BYSI. Thank you, Stackham. Let's see if it'll fly. We got money flow pointing north. We have those tall green bars above the yellow average volume line. We have a green label with volume. We're waiting on green up here for the breakout. It tried. It's still trying. There we go. We need a lot more than that, though. That's just a few pennies. Label can't stay green, it looks like. It's showing signs of weakness. When these labels light up, it's going to move. Money flow went red. Seller bar coming in. Nice job, John. If you caught it for 172, you had to have fast fingers for that one. This was pretty much the move most of the day yesterday, and the spreads yesterday were ridiculous on everything that moved. They jacked up the spread. I don't know what the reason for that was. So watch spreads carefully. This label turns red. That means it's above 9 cents a share. Watching to see if they're going to make another attempt to push the price higher here. I'm not liking the tall wicks on the top. These are sellers driving the price right back down. So there must be a bunch of sellers sitting up here. Or should I say a bunch of bots waiting on us to drive it up? They're trying to push it up. They just don't have a bunch of interested buyers yet. We need these labels green. There they go for the push. Let's see if they can keep it going this time. Back to yellow. We need more buyers to push through the sellers. Back to green for a little bit more push. And right back down a little bit. I'm not going to play into this stock, not going to play their games. You can see the sellers pushing it right back down. Nice job, A Treat, over on YouTube for $200. Back to green labels for another attempt, maybe. Money flow looks awful on this one. Many wicks on the top. Autumn Rain gets $65 out of it.
TMV.
I'm watching for anything. I'm not seeing nothing at the moment. I see some buy signals popping in. These are just minor purchases, nothing worth investigating because the volume is not moving. Once again, can't buy this one on toss either. JZXN. You can open up a cash account on toss for any amount. You can trade until it's gone. So no, you don't need the 25K. The 25K is if you want a margin account. And if you want a margin account, I highly suggest 30K, not 25. ABVE may be coming off the bottom. We'll keep an eye on it. Tall green bar, very little volume though. Don't have enough buyers in here to get in and get out safely. ABVE is blocked by toss as well, by Schwab, I should say. I kind of feel like they need to put an announcement out as to why they are doing this, not just say something like, we are protecting you from fraud. So I mentioned yesterday, my theory was a while back, I heard a message about China building their military off of playing U.S. stocks. There could be some kind of control there to stop that because China stocks are really known for pump and dump. A lot of them are. So they get us to invest, they yank it out. We lose, they win, they get military. I don't know if the story's true. Don't even remember where I read that from, but it could be the reason. But I think they're blocking more than China stocks. I think they're blocking foreign stocks, really. So it extends beyond China. But what do you believe anymore? I've been playing the higher price stocks whenever they move because they haven't been moving lately. Never have an issue up on the higher price ranges. Thank you, Yatube. That is a
BEAT.
good point. Yatube is saying that if it's available over on Webull and Robinhood, then I'm going to throw this in there. It must not be a government regulation to block them if the other platforms can trade them. So maybe it's strictly from Schwab.
BEAT.
BEAT. Checking volume. That's the first thing you want to do, and there is none. Just barely. When the volume's barely ticking like this and you try to scalp, you may lose it by the time you get out because there's nobody there to buy what you're trying to sell. The low volume for scalping is a no-no. This is definitely low.
BEAT.
BEAT, pushing up a few pennies. Elizabeth, so Fidelity's blocking them also. Pork chop, it's not a certain number. We just want to see good volume flow. Something steady, always moving, not stalling. A lot of attention. Well, it makes me feel a little better that it's more than just Schwab blocking.
BEAT.
BEAT pushing up. We do have the green labels. Looks like the buyers may be getting interested here. I'm going to stay out of it. I don't like the volume. Green
TMV.
labels again. They're trying to keep pushing
BEAT.
here.
SOLT.
Green labels don't stay very long, so sell on the spikes is going to be my suggestion.
TMV.
You had to be quick on that one, David. Gets $80 on it. Buyers are trying to
TMV.
push. Let's see if they can get it going. We need the attention of the overall market. This only looks like a few people interested. We need quarter of a million, 500,000. We need some big numbers up here. Green labels. Money flow is going the wrong way. So that's weakness in the stock, probably due to the low volume. Volume has picked up. Let's see if we can get some red up here. I mean, some green up here. We got some profit takers currently. And then the volume just flat dies. There's nobody trading right now. This number's not moving. That spells danger to me.
SOLT.
You for it has been tough, but you've learned a lot, brother. Now you're looking at the overall market, which is a good thing. Your awareness is looking better. I agree, TD. They need to be more transparent about what they're doing. Looks like we're going to start coming down here, maybe. Money flow is south. Red bars coming in. Well, I have to give this stock credit. It's not selling off back to the bottom. So there are some buyers here keeping it up. Green label again. Let's see if we can break this level here, which we're pushing through now. That 260 level. Let's see if we can push above it and stay up there. Kind of doubtful though. Money flow is awful.
SOLT.
Looks like I lost YouTube there for a second. Hope Cloudflare's not having another issue. YouTubers, are you still there? Thank you for responding. Don't know what that blackout was. It only happened on YouTube, not on my platform.
SOLT.
Well, I never saw the ad. It disconnected. I got the "Oh snap" warning
SOLT.
on the screen, like it crashed. JZXN is blocked on TradeStation. So it's more than one platform doing it. Maybe there's some real answer behind it. And they need to put something out, really. BEAT headed south. Of course, we knew that was coming. No volume on CGC. AKAN getting a little bit of attention. Once again, the volume is extremely low. Goes up. Which one did you trade? AKAN. You can't buy it either. Well, better the truck's empty. Grab your poles. Let's go. Fishing sounds better. Did see a bunch of videos about the speckled sea trout down in Texas are huge right now, and it's that time of year for them. Wish I had time to go. Yeah, flounder season just beginning. Saw a couple videos. One guy caught one that was 28 inches, 6 pounds. I don't like the bigger sea trout. They're too mushy to me, really. Come on, stocks. Give us at least one good play here. Yeah, somebody mentioned AKAN was blocked. I haven't tried. There, I heard somebody say earlier there was a wall of sellers at 260. Every time I try to use Bookmap this week, it crashes Schwab, and I can't take a crash right now, so I'm not going to click on Bookmap. I've been seriously thinking about canceling Bookmap. Pretty much tells me the same thing that when I see Wix on the top that there's a block. So why not just do it for free and watch for Wix? I'll give that a try, Majika. But canceling it and saving $40 a month sounds better.
SOLT.
JB, I don't have access to level 2 data. I've tried. They don't want to give it to me. YCBD, thank you very much. Monarch, 94 cents. Volume looks nice. Money flow's trying to go north. Green bars. We need green labels. Money flow getting weaker, kind of dipping down occasionally. Developing wicks on the top. Money flow dropped off.
SOLT.
Half of a red bar on that previous candle.
TMV.
Waiting for double green here. Let's see if they can get it going.
SOLT.
They are trying. I'm not going to buy into it. It's too sluggish.
SOLT.
Double green. The buyers are still here trying to push. Don't think I'm going to chance it with money flow down here in the red. Lots of tall wicks.
SVM.
Buyers are still trying. Couple of pennies there on the push. Did we finally break through? Let's see if it'll happen. Watching for green labels. There they are. Let's see if they can push some more. Did not get it done. Still trying though. Another double green labels. Looks like too many sellers up there maybe. Selling off on the red label here in the volume. Holding 97 cents so far, 98 now. Green label's back. Buyers are trying to push. They are getting it up there a little bit, a few more pennies. Right back down. Not worth the investment, really.
TMV. NVDL. NVDX.
All right, YouTubers, that free hour is coming to an end. I appreciate each and every one of you who joined me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and
NVDL.
Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time. We did not get it done today. A couple of you made a few dollars, but not the greatest trading day. Of course, it is Friday. But thank you for joining me. I want to invite you to come and join us over on volumespikes.com. I will be live streaming. Well, I always live stream, but I'll be streaming for about 4 hours per morning. So come and join us. A lot longer session means more money. But thank you again for joining me. Y'all have a blessed weekend. I am out.
NVDL.